Hello and welcome to another English class. Today we are looking at relative clauses. Now there's lots of rules with relative clauses, so this is the first of a few classes. By the way, I just said there's lots of rules. Now you might think, hang on a second, there are lots of rules because lots is plural. Yes, when you're writing, absolutely. But in informal spoken English, you can say there's, as in there is, with plural things, okay? I'm not just excusing myself because I said that. I intentionally said that because I wanted you to know. But I can't do a board on just that rule, so I thought I would just mention it. So you can say there's 5 cars outside. Because it's informal, spoken English, it's okay to say there is with plurals. I know it's confusing, but I just wanted you to know, okay? So, relative clauses. A relative clause explains who or what the speaker is talking about, okay? Now, we use who or that for people in defining clauses, okay? We have two types of clauses, defining and non-defining clauses, okay? So let's look first at defining clauses. You can use who or that for people, and you can use which or that for things. So, people. The woman who found my bike is a lawyer. Or, the woman that found my bike is a lawyer. Now, let me explain the relative clause element, okay? The woman is a lawyer. You say, what woman? So the relative clause is this, who found my bike. This now tells you who the woman is. If I say the woman is a lawyer, your first question should be, what woman? What are you talking about? The woman who found my bike is a lawyer. So this is the relative clause, okay? Who found my bike? And it tells us who the woman is, or it tells us who the woman's here is. That's the same sentence, but with who or that. They're both okay for defining clauses. You cannot use that in non-defining clauses, but we'll talk about that in just a second. So that's a one for people, okay, who. Now, for example, another example, the man who lives next door is from Portugal. Okay, the man is from Portugal. What man? The man who lives next door is from Portugal. Now I know which man you're talking about. Oh, yeah. Okay, now things. Which or that? Okay, the car which I hired was an automatic. An automatic is when you don't change gears, no clutch. It's Americans like automatic cars, but over here in Europe, I think we drive properly. So I'm just joking. The car which I hired was an automatic. The car was an automatic. Which car? The car which I hired. So this is your relative clause. This tells us which car you're talking about. Or the car that I hired was an automatic. Bish bash bosh. There you go. It's very simple. Okay? Now, non-defining clauses. When I say defining clause, I mean this clause defines the subject, okay? It tells us who this person or what this thing is. Here, these non-defining clauses give you extra information, but they don't define the clause, okay? Use who for people and which for things. Exactly the same, but we do not use that for non-defining clauses, okay? Let me show you. My friend Jack, who is a doctor, got married. Now, it's extra information. This is non-defining. This doesn't tell us who this is because this is enough information. My friend Jack got married. That's enough information. That's okay. I don't need anything to tell me who you're talking about. This is just extra information. This is a non-defining clause. And as you can see, the extra information clause is separated by commas. You must use commas. No commas here, commas here, okay? My friend Jack, who is a doctor, got married, okay? My cousin Paul, who plays guitar, has a son. My cousin Paul has a son. That's enough. That's all the information you need. You don't need to know who my cousin Paul is because my cousin Paul is definitive. My cousin Paul, who plays guitar, has a son. So you don't need to know he plays guitar. It's extra information. And for things, my first guitar, which was a Strat, was expensive. My first guitar was expensive. That's enough information. Which was a Strat is just extra information. A Strat is a Stratocaster. Don't worry about it. It's a famous guitar. Jimi Hendrix played a Stratocaster. That's what they look like. Okay? Different colors, obviously. And he played it that wrong way around. Well, talk about extra information, huh? Yada, yada, yada. My first guitar, which was a Strat, was expensive. Or my first guitar was expensive. This is extra information. It's a non-defining clause, okay? There you go. For the record, you'll hear lots of people who speak English saying what instead of that or who or which is really, really bad, okay? Really bad. You cannot use what in these clauses. What means the thing that. For example, what you said was untrue. The thing you said, the thing that you said, or the thing you said was untrue. Okay, what means the thing that. My first guitar, what was a Strat, you actually hear people using this and it's awful, especially in certain parts of London. I've noticed it more with that accent. The car what I hired was an automatic. The car what I hired was an automatic. You know what I mean? Okie dokie. I hope I haven't offended everyone. So who have I offended? I've offended people from London. I've offended Americans. Yeah, well, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. So subscribe to the channel and like, thumbs up, and share this with anyone you know who is learning English. Could be very useful for them. And leave a comment if you have any doubts or questions. And if I haven't been murdered by an American or a person from London, I'll be back soon for another class. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.